What is up, you guys? It is your boy Keeper Real. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday, the middle of the week. TGI, it's almost Friday. So, I apologize about the no Monday upload. I got copyrighted, blocked, and to no avail. I tried to edit it, still got blocked. So, you know what? I didn't upload that video, and I'm going to keep trying to get it worked on so I can get it uploaded. But unfortunately, right now, that video is just in the drafts. So today we're going to be talking about the day before. And the reason we're talking about day before is because we've had some bangers this year. We have Gollum, we've had Kong, and now we have the day before. And just to let you guys know, this is probably going to be 2024's biggest competitor for Game of the Year. I know it released in 2023, but it's probably one of the best games I have ever put my hands on. Oh my goodness, the moment I played this game, I felt like I was born again, like I was coming out of my mother's womb and I finally saw the light. Just kidding, this game absolutely reeks. If we take a look at Steam right now, you guys can see that the day before is currently sitting at a 15% with over 20,000 reviews. So people were buying this game in the hopes of it being a post-apocalyptic open world MMO survival set in present day on the US East Coast following a deadly pandemic. So, right now we're getting a DayZ type American game. Because if you've ever played DayZ and you try to figure out where you are on the map, it's going to be kind of hard unless you've been playing the game for quite a bit of time. I love that game, and I think that after so many updates, it's become one of the best zombie survival games out there. Even though I feel like there's still a lack of zombies, it's still a great game, and I like the experience. But this, on the other hand, don't even think about spending your money on this. It's currently in early access, and if we look right here, you can't even enter early access because the game was so bad. It got taken down because essentially it's just a scam. If we look at the reviews for it, not just the percentage, we see don't dead open inside. Wow. They released the day before and closed the day after. 0 0.1 hours recommended. Why would you recommend that? I don't know. The day before, buy. The day after, refund. 10 out of 10. I got a refund after 4+ hours. That's how bad it is. The company pulled a scam and closed down 1 week after the estimated release. I actually respect Steam for allowing this refund. Greatest scam in gaming history. I refunded the day before they shut the game down. Boom, chaka link. So now you know that the game is shut down. This game does not exist. It didn't exist. They made this game about 2-3 days before it launched. Probably the day before, and they were scrunching like it was final exam week, and you were just trying to fit in all the studying you could. Pretty much what they try to get by with this. Let's look at the official trailer for the day before, so you guys understand the level of this scam. This isn't some low quality, this isn't something that people just don't think about. They thought about scamming people before they released this game, and many companies do this till this day. Some of them get away with it. I'll be looking at Gollum and Kong as Game of the Year contenders for 2024 because they didn't win this year or get nominated. Now I'm kind of butthurt. But take a look at this. Look at this world. This world. That world is the equivalent of the Spider-Man world, and so far everybody's been clowning it because it seems like an Unreal Engine asset. This is the official trailer, guys, and it's showing off a Lamborghini driving in a apocalyptic MMO survival game. Yeah, that makes sense. I could totally agree, and I like the little dubstep. I'm not even going to finish the video. They don't deserve any money. They don't deserve anything. So, if we look right here, this is a 10-minute gameplay trailer they also released. And if we look at this, I'm just going to skim through it, guys, because I've already seen this. I saw it when the game launched. But look at this. These graphics look pretty good. Like I told somebody in the comments when this game released, if they show a character with some cake, they're probably making a terrible game, and they're putting that at the front center in order for you to buy it. They're like, ooh, look at this cake. Don't you want to look at this cake too? That's basically what they do every time they do this. And I promise you, if any character shows a female, except GTA, and some games do pretty good. But when games come out like this and it's open world survival battle royale, and they start showing girls wearing bikinis, and they start showing, front and center cheeks, you know that game is about to flop bad. You know they're banking their last bit of hopes and dreams on that girl right there. So if we keep skipping right here, you know, she's doing her little survival search. And to be frank, to be quite frank, most survival games, you end up walking a lot and going through towns and scavenging. But once you get to the middle of the map, that's when you start really getting intense. One game that does it really well, I feel like, is Rust. It's probably why it's one of the highest rated survival games out there, because you can pretty much die to anything. But when it's a zombie apocalyptic open world game, you expect to be overrun consistently by zombies. Look at how much loot she has. Have they fought one zombie? No, they haven't. In these 10 minutes, they fight one zombie. Look at this. The map itself looks good. I could completely respect it if they actually put zombies and some thought into the game. This game could have actually been pretty fire, but they didn't. They didn't. They were just wanting to do low effort, maximum profit. That's all that went through their head before they made this game. And if you have it right now, try to get a refund. Honestly, there's nothing going to be done for this game. They're not going to just suddenly update it to become a much better game, and I'll get to that near the end. So if we look right here, they're going towards a crowd of zombies. Do they fight them? Do they fight them though? You guys think they're gonna fight the zombies? Doing all this aiming to not fight them. You know why they don't fight these zombies straight up? Because they know their zombies are clunky. Then they fight it one-on-one in a dark alley. Wow. I mean, they're getting melted, so the zombies typically aren't the biggest threat in survival games. It's usually the guy that treats you like your friend, drops some loot, and then claps you as soon as you turn your back and you grab this canned soup when he shoots you in the back. So the gameplay continues. We had one zombie interaction, and the rest of it is just walking around. Wow, great gameplay showcase from Days Gone, the day before. If we look right here in another trailer, we see this zombie that's non-existent in the game. We keep looking right here. Look at this.
Vicious infected to other players who are ready to take everything from you. We've designed survival in this world to be a thrilling experience. The weapons to ensure that combat
right here. This is real gameplay right here. This is how it looks like 90% of the time. Empty open world with nothing there for anybody. That's really all that's offered in this game. And not to mention, it's not even a survival game, it's an extraction shooter. So it's really the Division with less enemies than the Division, and not even well done. I mean, you have basically an outline of how you should make your game. They could have easily followed the Division track and then just put zombies in a Division world. Division already has great, and I hate to say it, but it has a good gear system. I like how they did their gear, and I like how they do their hubs, and when you go out there, there's tons of enemies all over the place doing stupid things. Yes, it gets repetitive, but if they changed all the enemies in the Division 1 or 2 into zombies, I think the games would be pretty fire. If we look right here, he's just drinking, hot tub time. They're showing you basically what you can do when you're not out there killing zombies. This is the point in the trailers where I was like, what in the actual, like, what company says it's an open world survival and shows you a nice supercar? That's not how it works. If it's going to be a survival game, the car that I'm driving needs to be a beat up old truck that has 2 miles left in its tank, enough to get me to a gas station, so then I can fill it up, so then I can go to another state. Well, how is that so hard? Don't give me a supercar. As a matter of fact, if you look up any gameplay about the game, there's no supercars in the game. Maybe there's one, but they're rare. It's like one, and they're showing a Lamborghini driving around. Come on, man. Just a straight up asset flip, guys. They drive out to the country, and now they're looking at what they can do, building their own base. Trying to make it look like you can make a lot of your decisions, and they're trying to paint it in a way so it looks like you can choose to be your own survivor. But look at this. Nothing. What did they really show in that gameplay? What's zombies? What's zombies? Even more gameplay that they released. This gameplay was probably the one that everybody was talking about when it first came out, because the graphics in this actually look ridiculous. When they were driving right here, everything around it looks crazy. And survival games aren't known for having the best graphic. If we look right here, it looks good. Just looking at the area, you see a farm, you see a barn, you see some zombies around there, trees all over the place, reflection off the street. The Jeep looks cool, the car looks cool. The truck over here that I was talking about is there. So it's not like it looks bad, and just because a game doesn't look 9 out of 10 doesn't mean that it's gonna be a bad game. Let me just get that out there, because Lethal Company is probably one of my favorite games of the year, and honestly, the graphics are doggy doo doo. It's just artistic, and I love the game, but it's not to this quality. If you just looked at it for its face value, and you just looked at it, took a picture of this, and compared it to Lethal Company, you think that this game would have more development time than Lethal Company, but that's not true. This game has almost no development time, and the gameplay is absolutely booty cheeks. Finally, let's look at a comparison video by Nick Tech right here. I'll post a link down below so you can go watch it for yourself. I'm gonna mute it because he talks during it. Actually, let's not.
World multiplayer survival game.
Look how beautiful that looks. Christmas time, lights all over the place, like The Division. The Division did it. This looks like The Division.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Yeah, they said that this is in-game footage, and it's not.
Legally can't.
Great, man.
It's literally a scam. They said that they did that in-game footage. It's not. It's pre-rendered footage that they made. Like, this doesn't look like we just saw in the actual gameplay trailers. It doesn't. Even at max graphics, it doesn't look like this. I've had it. I played it for a little bit just to see what it was about before it got shut down. It does not look like this at all. See? This is what it truly looks like.
Do you reckon I could shoot him in the head?
Yeah, shoot him where? Because this is the game. Buggy mess, low quality animations, low quality shooting. Look how he opens that car.
All right. I have found a great cowboy hat. Tell her everything's all right. And there aren't any more guns in the valley. Easy, cowboy.
Listen up.
The only thing that stayed the same is the walking animation.
What is this?
This game is just comedy, man. There's really, it's so tough to say in a game full of fantastic, I said a game full of, a year full of fantastic games, like Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man, Zelda, Mario,
and brought to you by the publisher
Starfield, all these games, and then you just have this thing right here. You have these types of messes that just come out and completely butcher the entirety of the year.
Oh no! I'm thirsty. Chad, I knew this was a fake game. Look, thirst up in the ass.
And remember,
I told you, look at that.
Dangers are
Ass.
and remember,
Anytime they're gonna show you some cake, man, you better expect that game to be absolute geeks. Right here. Oh my goodness, look at that. I told you. Look at how they're gonna get me to grab that. Touch that. Let's read this because I didn't pull it up by myself. I saw it at the end of this video and thought I'd just read it from here. So if we look right here, it says, today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studios, and that's all I'm going to say. The Verge post. This is what is the icing on the cake. So after you guys see that it's a complete scam, we go to the very end. And at the very end, truly, I don't even know whether I should feel bad for them or they should have seen this coming. But the game studio, Fantastic, closed down. Because it was a financial devastation to the company. And they're probably going to face a lawsuit here soon. Honestly, they probably closed in order to avoid a ton of suing. Because this game was a complete and utter scam made in about 2 days and provided nothing of what it was saying. Yes, some people may like it, but that's just because they like the survival genre, not because they like the piece of dookie served to them. It's just because it's a survival game that some people like it. It's not a good survival game. It's just a survival game. I mean, look at all these survival games that have come out. There are terrible ones that still have a community. They still have a community. It's just because people like that game's survival. But this doesn't mean it's a good game. Just because you like a game doesn't mean it's good. It just means that you like it. The day before, an open world zombie survival MMO experienced a dramatic series of events resulting in its developer closing down 4 days after the game's launch. After a much hyped trailer launch back in 2021, the day before became one of Steam's most wishlist games, and after a couple of delays, it launched in early access on December 7th. After 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears, we can finally say these words. The day before is out now. The complete lack of just humanity in that comment makes no sense. Initial reviews were not great. Though billed as a survival MMO, players remarked that it was more like an extraction shooter but with mediocre loot. Players to team up with were sparse, enemies to shoot were even more sparse, and there were numerous complaints about bugs, crashes, and server issues. On launch day, a fantastic, the game's developer posted on X, formerly Twitter, that the game's North American servers were working but filling too quickly. The next day, a fantastic wrote, I'm just saying that because I don't know what they consider themselves. At least I'll respect them on that behalf. Wrote that it was working on a huge update that would implement fixes before going radio silent for 3 days as negative reviews piled up. However, it doesn't seem that the fix ever went through because on December 11th, the developers posted on X the day before was a financial failure, and as a result, Fantastic would be closing down. So basically, they looked for an excuse to sell a game, then immediately closed down. Look at this. Opening of the studio, release of The Wild 8, release of The Dead Dozen, release of Radiant 1, release of Prop Night, release of the day before. We're grateful to everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. Okay, a company that delivers on a promise, even if it's a minuscule promise like this, if you just, it's baffling to me. If you guys just delivered somewhat as to what you were talking about in the trailers, this game wouldn't have flopped. This game sold pretty well for being what it was. $40. $40 for this game, 20,000, you do the math. For the amount of devs and the small team working on this would have been pretty good. And especially if it was decent, then it would have gotten more than 21,000 sales because we don't really get survival games very often anymore. The last one I can recall that's somewhat multiplayer is The Forest, The Sons of the Forest, and that game was a blast, and I like the updates now. If you want a survival game to play with your friends, play that. It's pretty good, unless you don't like the crafting aspect and you like being in an open world place. Then I'd recommend games like DayZ, Rust, Conan Exiles. Just don't buy games like this. It was clear back in the day that this game was not going to be what it was promised. But man, it just sucks because we've had not only one company close, we've had about 2 to 3 close this year because of their failures. Because of the money that they're trying to make. And this is where we're going wrong in the company. Companies are refusing to release anything with a lick of creativity for the simple reason that they're scared of losing tons of money on the game. And you know what? Then they deliver a trash game and it still doesn't make money just to show them they should have been creative in the first place. I am butthurt because I was looking forward to this game, and it sucks to say that we still have yet gotten a true open world MMO survival with zombies, that the zombies actually feel like they're good. They're a big part of the world because every survival game with zombies, except like 7 Days to Die, have realistic zombies. And like I said, I love DayZ, but the zombies are scarce. This game could have been a banger. But we've had a fantastic year of games, and I can't be upset. The Game of the Year awards have been finished, included. God of War has new DLC, and there's always the day after. All that being said, guys, leave a like and subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.